I'm Claire Prosser. I came down from Wales to help lead this project called RE-LEASE in Boscombe. The work I made for Boscombe was called Relevant Information, and I started the work by trying to make my own assumption of Boscombe and trying to learn about Boscombe as it is. And then I started getting lost and making my own walks. I invited people to come and tell me about their walks, and in the end I ended up walking with community wardens, street cleansing champions, police officers. I did a walk with a blind lady and how she shops around the precinct. I took some stories from people in the Royal Arcade they were passing. And it became about journey and what people observe about the place they go through every day, all of the time. And it became about a process of how what information is relevant as you walk through somewhere that's so familiar. So what's relevant for you in your own house to go to work, to why Barbara needs certain things to exist within the precinct in order for her to know exactly where she's walking because she's completely blind. So I've made sound piece which I've turned off and I've forgotten to turn back on. I've made a sound piece of those conversations, and those have been compiled into a book which is in Boscombe Library, and you have to find those books yourself. So I've given the references to where they are within the library, and you have to go out and see if you can find them. I've also created word searches, one where the words are evident that you need to look for those, other ones where the words aren't given to you, so you start finding your own words within the other letters and the other information is coming at you. And I've also created maps which have directions on one side and instructions to make you stop and observe on the other side. My work has been about observation as well as what we miss within our familiar surroundings. My practice is usually performance, well it has been, and it's usually something that's happened live with people. So for part of me, the work was actually when I was walking with my Boscombe locals, the people who I connected with. So the work I've produced is in response to that and the documentation almost of something that happened. But yeah, usually it's performance and it's about people collaborating, yeah.
And how have you found working on this project?
How I found it? Hard. Trying to get spaces to exhibit 22 other artists has been a really huge learning curve and something I've never done before, but really, really exciting, and yeah, definitely something I'd love to do again, yeah.
And what have your high and low points been?
So the high points being sort of spaces like saying yes, and then artists coming in and actually being like really liking the space and responding to that space. And even though some works haven't worked out, like it's great to see how people have responded to those things, and it's just really inspiring to see people working out things themselves. And low points, like parts where I just didn't know anything, but know what was going on, and I like to know what's happening, which is when you don't know, and it's that point of the unknown. It's quite scary.
And what's your next step from here?
So I'm hopefully going to be moving to, always going to stay here, but I might be moving to Bristol I'm applying for a project assistant job as part of Art Space, Life Space in Bristol, if you've heard of it. Yeah, so I don't know, but hopefully I'll get that job.